The most important of the foundational strengths of a democracy is effective management of law and order. Working of the police machinery is left to the care of the states, which leaves much to be desired, since very often the center becomes a helpless spectator. Police reforms have moved slow. Manpower shortages, chronic malfunctioning of the police station system, low computerization also necessitate an internal examination of the reasons why law-abiding citizens shun approaching the police. There is also a positive side to it. There's a whole lot of improvement that has taken place, given the CCTNS, ICJS, and so many other technological interventions that taken place. Of course, the training of police personnel and the shortage in the rank and file continues to haunt us. But yes, we have to overcome those problems as we move on. So what we are going to be discussing, I will set the the questionnaire. I'll put the questionnaires in front of all the participating panelists. Let me have the pleasure panelists from the police today. Mr. Ashutosh Pandey, Additional Director General of Police Prosecution from Uttar Pradesh. He has worked extensively towards reducing crime against women and for e-prosecution. He is also a riot control specialist. Earlier as SSP Lucknow, he effectively started a campaign against illicit moneylenders. He has served as DIG elections, organizing the assembly and parliamentary elections in UP, and also developed a police mobile app called UP Cop, which has been much appreciated and recognized. We have with us Mr. Ajay Kumar Tomar, Commissioner of Police from Surat. He has made significant contributions to the safety and security of the city over the years and committed to the I Follow campaign, which entailed raising awareness about traffic rules, and started E-Cop initiative, which provided a platform for a novel approach to police patrolling, enabling use cases and data collecting as well as monitoring to make the exercise more transparent, effective, and accountable. He was instrumental in the implementation of the Cyber Sanjeevani, which aimed to safeguard residents from cyber fraud and raise awareness through competition. Mr. A.V. Ranganath, Joint Commissioner of Police from Hyderabad. He's well known for having introducing intelligent traffic management system in Hyderabad city that resolved a number of traffic issues that were ailing for long. He leads from the front, and due to his efforts, the number of violations have dramatically reduced. He's worked towards reducing pendency of challans. Amongst other of his initiatives include body-worn cameras. Mr. Mohit Chawla, Superintendent of Police from Baddi, Himachal Pradesh. He has served as SP in 4 different districts of the state: Mandi, Shimla, Solan, and now at Baddi. He was ADC to the Honorable Governor of Himachal Pradesh. For his contributions in a short span, he received the Commendation Disc. Mr. Siddharth Jain, Sub-Divisional Police Officer from Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman-Diu Police, a BTech in Electronics and Telecommunications from National Institute of Raipur. He joined civil services in 2013 and joined as DANIPS officer in a year. He's an expert in cybersecurity management, investigation, law and order management, HRM, and legal compliances. He worked as Assistant Commissioner of Police in Delhi between 2014 and 2020. In February 2020, he moved to Dadra Nagar Haveli, UT. So, gentlemen, welcome on the panel. And I'll be dividing the panel in 3 sections: question 1, question 2, and question 3. And my first question is, despite programs like CCTNS and ICJS and so on, why is availability of digital and technological infrastructure still lagging? So may I invite Mr. Pandey to start with.
Thank you, Gulshan Dhanjalji. It is nice listening to you, and you have quite well command over the technological architecture and the view of what is happening in the country. Is really wonderful. And what you are saying, that even in spite of the aura or the environment of technology sweeping across the country and the world, why there is lack of infrastructure in the different stakeholders of the criminal justice system. What I will say that earlier, around 10 to 15 years back, it was unimaginable to think of technology creeping into the police infrastructure. The people used to say that you cannot make the general diary of police online. It is just unimaginable, unbelievable, and undoable. But now the technology has done it. So technology has opened the ground where we can think something unimaginable. Second thing, without going to a police station, you can get an FIR registered. Or even without knowing that the crime which has happened in which police station, you can get it registered. It was earlier unbelievable, but now it is happening, and that too in Uttar Pradesh. And suppose you are coming from Delhi to Agra on Yamuna Expressway, you don't know which police station the crime has happened. You don't even know which district it is, not to speak of a police station. And now the CCTNS, it has been mapped with geo fencing, geo tagging. These new technological vistas have crept into the CCTNS, and now even without knowing which police station the crime has happened, which district the crime has happened, without taking the pain of visiting a police station, you get the FIR registered, you get the copy of the FIR in your mobile phone. It is something like unthinkable thing. So we accept that technology has made deep inroads into the different stakeholders of the criminal justice system. Not even that. One thing, like suppose you have got the FIR registered about your vehicle theft. So you want to get a final report copy so that you can claim for insurance. Now to getting the final report, charge sheet is something where you crack the case, you arrest the criminals, and you take the credit. But the people are not interested in cracking the case. They are more interested in getting that document so that they can get the insurance claims. So getting that insurance claim was very tough. Here, you can get the insurance claim once the police submits the final report. Automatically, it goes in the hands of the people. And the most important, buying the second-hand vehicle for a common man is something landing into the net of a police station, because you don't know whether the vehicle has been stolen in Bombay or Kolkata or Amritsar, and you are buying in Delhi. You don't know. Just because of CCTNS, the technology has come handy for the common man, that he can check through the UPCOP mobile app, through the NCRB app, through the various websites of different police organizations or different states. You can know whether the vehicle is stolen or not by entering the chassis number and the engine number. So the technology has pervaded all stakeholders. We are all using it, and the more and more we will circulate to the people, like the SKOCH platform, it has become a very important platform in disseminating such information to the different stakeholders, to the different people, even to all the stakeholders of different states of the country, and also by pavilion method or by giving into the media. The common man is also knowing what are the different features the different stakeholders, like the police, they are opening to the people. So the government, because the people are demanding, because they are competing with other states, because there is an umbrella in CRB which is trying to take the best practices of different states and giving to other states which are not so technologically advanced, or they are not so taking initiative. So NCRB is taking a lead in providing the infrastructure, in providing the technology, in providing the different breakthroughs, in providing the different apps developed by different states. So we are not re-engineering the wheel, rather we are spreading the good works, the best practices of one state to the other state. So and more important, so we have gone into capacity building. That is much more important than investing into the infrastructure. Because if you have the material and you don't have the man, you can't succeed. So we need both man and material, but here the man takes the prime seat. So with ICJS, with NCRB, the capacity building of people right at the police station level has gone so deep. So even almost all police stations are functioning so well as if some computer operators or some sort of people, they are adept at technology, they are working there. And Uttar Pradesh is leading in that front because we have technological cadre, and it is the prestige for us that the people who have done BCA, MCA, even PhD engineers, they are joined the head constable rank and they are running the police station. So you can imagine the delivery of the service, the quality of the delivery of service, and the seamless delivery, the honesty, the integrity, everything this technology has brought, which earlier we couldn't have even imagined.
Thank you so much. We'll come back to you. And in the meanwhile, I invite Mr. Ajay Kumar Tomar, Commissioner of Police from Surat. Mr. Tomar, you are muted. Kindly unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Bhushan. We initiated some very salient technological innovations, more so by taking technology closer to people working at police stations and also closer to the complainants and the victims of crimes, and improving our efficiency, our productivity, and giving timely and faster help to the citizens. The first of these initiatives is the e-cop. It's a distinctive solution for the policing for day-to-day activities of the policemen at ground, whereby an informative and interactive single-screen dashboard is available to the policemen now. We have been doing all information on a single MIS screen now, as a result of which the whole the police force is integrated. Supervisory officers, they know what my non-criminals are doing now, and their timely feedback is also reaching the control room and the senior officers, whereby the quality of policing is a significant improvement. ECO program has an inbuilt feature for duty distribution, beat book preparation, roll call, briefing of new notifications and circulars or information in real time, tracking of activities involved in night round, night patrolling, crime prevention and controlling of crime, police patrolling, and citizen safety measures. MIS reports get generated for different ranking of officials, giving them an overview of the work done based on the rank of the concerned officer in the chain of command. The distinctive benefits are enumerated. I would like to repeat again. The PCR vehicle and other night patrolling staff, they are on the same page. The non-criminals such as the MCR card criminals, history sheeters, and non-gundas and paporis, wanted criminals, absconders, they are being regularly checked. And a clear categorization of people who are available during checking and who are still absconding and out of sight. That information is also available. Checking of senior citizens and their welfare as far as their safety security is concerned is also strengthened. Alerting system is there for the higher officials for verification system, what their teams are doing on ground. Traffic point presence assurance, and during COVID times, we were able to and show social distancing also using this app. Express cops and citizen inputs with social distancing, as I told, and instant communication to the on-field cops regarding any kind of change in their last-minute change in the duties allotted to them. Environment friendly, it is cost effective, and it saves time with ease of use. So that was the COP I was talking about. Second initiative was in the form of our campaign called I Follow. I Follow means while police is trying to decongest the roads and making roads free of any bottlenecks and safe, an intensive effort was made to ensure that people also understand the importance of understanding rules and then observing them. Because any improvement in traffic is impossible unless people adopt it as their own program. We ensured that the citizens should document their participation and their suggestions with, on the basis of which our further traffic regulation and enforcement programs are finalized. We started sharing appreciation token to the citizens who were observing traffic rules. And the aim of the campaign was to reiterate that a change in social attitude is a must for things to get better. The cops want to decongest the city and shorten traveling time, but they cannot do it on their own, despite their best efforts, unless the citizens are forthcoming with their active support in this endeavor. We tried to change casual attitudes of a large chunk of citizens as far as observance of traffic rules is concerned. The idea was to tick them, at the same time appreciate them when they were doing well. We involved a lot of radio, FM radio people. We involved the media. We involved different NGOs, the clubs, the schools, colleges, ensuring that the students were managing traffic in front of their schools, because in front of most schools it's a common sight that when the school starts and the school closes, there is total congestion in front of major schools. So the students and the teachers were involved in managing traffic in front of their schools. A test was also announced on social media. Total of close to 30,000 people took this test and registered for it. Out of these, 24,620 appeared, and we also provided them with study material on the basis of which they were later evaluated. With this campaign, Surat City Police was able to portray itself as a police force that is open to communication, open to their suggestion, and open to citizens' participation in traffic management, and seeing how day to day we are able to bring about a change, qualitative change in traffic management of the city. The third program I'm going to talk about is Cyber Sanjeevani. It's an online safety and digital wellness program, an initiative of the Cyber Crime Cell of Surat City Police, in collaboration of Cyber Suraksha Setu, which is working at state level, because of the fact that cyber crime throughout the world universally is the fastest increasing crime and a veritable challenge for police. The effort was that people, the citizens, become aware by themselves in the form of campaign to raise their level of awareness and increasing availability of the police with greater facility and with great ease, whereby they can report to the police in case they are apprehending that they have already become or they are about to become victims of cybercrime. Idea was to make people aware of legal framework, procedures and liabilities in case of cyber crimes. The awareness regarding cybercrime and cyber safety has really increased in Surat. An idea I would like to share with the participants here. 3,700 training programs were run in various schools, colleges, social institutions with major industrial units in city, having workforce to the tune of 25,000, 30,000, 10,000, 15,000. We adopted the approach of training of trainers, whereby we trained their employees in simple do's and don'ts and simple aspects whereby how citizens can really protect themselves, prevent cybercrime. Cyber Sanjeevani portal was visited by 11.5 lakh citizens, and we involved a whole lot of cyber influencers through whom we are able to reach more than 11 crore people with our idea how to increase people's understanding how cyber criminals operate and which are the popular modus operandi whereby they make people victims of their crime. To give a brief idea, in the last 6 months, 45 victims immediately approached us as soon as they realized something fishy was happening to them. And we were able to get about 335 lakh rupees refunded to them. Total amount that we have been successfully able to get frozen or refunded to them is more than 2 crores. And because of these efforts, the number of applications with respect to cybercrime has come down by about 26%. So these were some of the efforts we have been making by using technology in day-to-day policing. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Tomar. That was quite informative. So we'll come back to you with the next round. In the meanwhile, I invite Mr. A.V. Ranganath, Joint Commissioner of Police from Hyderabad City.
Yeah, good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Please go ahead. Loud and clear.
Yeah, good afternoon. Regarding the issue that is, despite programs like CCTNS, ICJs, and so on, why is the availability of digital and technological infrastructure poor? So let me first tell that we do not have any dearth of infrastructure technologically on even if you see the physical aspects of this thing, human resources. As one of the speakers has already mentioned, many of the constables and even we have a system called home guards too. We have constabulary now. Almost of the MTech or even MBA also joining the police forces, and many have quit the corporate jobs like Amazon or Flipkart, and they have joined the police force. So as this, we do not have dearth of manpower or the dearth of resources as far as the constabulary is concerned. Secondly, yes, the infrastructure wise also we have sufficient infrastructure in place in Telangana. We have something called IT core teams for each district, and they look after the software and the hardware side of the policing in each and every district. And we have a IT core constable also at every police station. We have a CCTNS operator. All these constables or all these staff who are manning these positions, that is IT core or the CCTNS, they are generally from the technical background. They would have done their BTech or could be some MTech or some at least polytechnic. So they are all generally technically very well equipped to handle the position. Now the issue is how the objective of the CCTNS, yes, it has really reinforced a lot of faith on the police. Like FIR, for instance, if you take a simple example like FIR, issuance of an FIR was a very big thing previously. Now after the coming in of the technology, once the technology has started playing a vital role into this policing, now issuance of an FIR can be done from any police station, and the complaint can be lodged from anywhere, and the FIR is now a very transparently done. Now about the fairness of the investigation, that is a separate part. Now the FIR, till an FIR is issued, yes, that is being done, and the FIR also is immediately transmitted to the court. That is because you have a stamp there. The particular so-and-so case has been registered on so-and-so date. Now there is a stamping on that, and that makes them anybody trust the FIR itself. Previously, this was not the case. An FIR can be easily changed. They could have changed the, they could have turned the paper and issue a fresh FIR. Things were of that nature. Now, with this technology aspect, with this technology thing coming into the policing, there is a tremendous trust and faith in policing, especially to a certain extent. And regarding how the rest of the things, like for instance, the CCTNS, you see the rest of the part of investigations, like we have the part 1 series or the part 2 series. They are generally, let me be honest in admitting this, the investigation is done first, and later on, once a hard copy is there's a hard copy, and the statements are written in the hard copy, and later on, subsequently, only these are being updated into the CCTNS. So now this is, there's a gap there. There's a gap in between that hard copy, writing in the hard copy, and the uploading in the CCTNS. So now this is where actually the CCTNS, the technologically, yes, but as it is, whether the objectives are met, that, that's a point to be debated, and that is a point to be actually really pondered on. Regarding technology, yes, we have in Telangana, we have something called, we have a lot of performance indicators. Like for instance, whether a case has been 3 months time is given for the case to be charge sheeted, and whether the 3 months whether the cases are charge sheeted or not, we have a performance indicator for that, and they are assessed with respect to that indicators, and the ranking of the police stations is given every month, and ranking of the districts also is given every month. So there is a fair method of investigation, monitoring the investigations or supervising the way the cases are disposed, or the way the cases were handled, whether the arrests have been done properly, whether the arrests have been done expeditiously. Technological intervention is there at every stage, like whether the charge sheet has been filed in time, and whether the documents that are required for the filing of the charge sheet have been properly, they were tagged onto that. All these things will be checked actually. So now, but still there is a lot more to be desired, a lot more to be achieved. I don't say that, we have done this thing, but so much, much needs to be done on this front regarding the fairness and transparency in the investigation. And that has to be done only with probably the second thing, that is the police reforms. That is the second subject which will be open for discussion then. This is what I would like to tell from the technology front from Telangana.
That in fact, takes me to another question. It's common knowledge that accounts for about 3% of government spending, and also about 20 to 25% positions are vacant if you look at the country as a landscape, and there is also shortage of weaponry, and as you also said that the BTECs and the educated youth, they are coming into the constabulary, which constitutes 85%, so to say, nearly 85%. And historically, there have not been many incentives for them so far. So while we are, applying technology and systems efficient and reducing the gap between the police and the citizen, on the other hand, we are also suffering with things like these and maybe more. So how to fix? This is part of a major police reform. So what's your view on that?
Yeah, right. As far as the vacancies are concerned, consistently we have been seeing that there's about 20% or about 15 to 20% vacancies at every police station, because there's a lag between that recruitment and there's a recruitment lag. So that is actually causing the vacancy. That is resulting in the vacancies at the police station level. Now, as far as the varied duties like we have to have investigation and law and order are clubbed together in most of the police stations, and apart from that, we have the lot of security related VIP securities, and not only that, lot of agitations, political programs, agitations are there, and which require police presence and police monitoring. So all these things take a lot of time, and that leaves very not much time for the actual investigation duties or the crime investigation.
Sure. Well, we'll carry on the discussion, and in the meanwhile, let me invite our next panelist, Mr. Mohit Chawla, Superintendent of Police from Badi, Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Chawla.
So, good afternoon, respected panelists, my seniors and fellows, gentlemen. Sir, probably for a sophisticated jobs and departments, you have detailed set of job description. But for job like mine, sir, police services, it's so simple. I just define it in a phenomenon called wow, sir. It does wonder when it is effected on the ground, sir. So probably, and perhaps I am part of one of the most challenging and toughest jobs of the country, whereby the manifestation is managing criminality and negativity around. But what keeps us positive, what keeps us positive is that we affect lives, sir. We deliver justice. So I was talking about how, despite programs like CCTNS, ICGS, why is availability of digital and technological infrastructure poor? I'll not say poor, sir, but we have lagged behind, sir. The problem with senior leadership of the police is they do not understand, they do not admit that there is a problem. As a police leader, I admit there is a problem. That's why I'm here to solve it or to manage it, sir. I might be critical, sir, but I like to take the panel to the other side of the picture, sir. What I have done technologically in Himachal or other police, we have done wonders, sir. It has touched lives, sir. It has changed the paradigm. It may be platforms might be from G to G or from G to C. It's been doing good things, but we are still lagged behind, sir. What is on the other side of the reference here is, sir, let me just take other part of the spectrum. What people believe police is still ineffective. We are still outdated, sir. We are rude. We are for the class, not for the mass, sir. And we are talking about technology, any video clip on any of the social platforms where police is shown on a bad light or making fun of us, it catches viewership in M's, millions, instantaneously. The reason is simple, sir. We must admit there are things, which we, from comparing to other departments, comparing to where India is going, comparing where international standards warrant us to be, we have lagged behind, sir. We have to admit, we have to grow, sir. So we are talking about the reason, sir. My first reason would be the receptiveness of the force, sir. Force is still, we want to keep simple things. We want to keep, wohi roznamcha chalna chahiye, wohi DDR, and receptiveness of the force to change is still there, sir. Either we may improve with training or with morale building or whatever it is. One of the reasons that police do not change over time is that we as leaders have failed to tell our force that we have to change. If you are not updated, you are outdated minded, sir. So lack of initiative on part of leadership and apathy on part of the administrative system. So for example, sir, personally talking, it's been 7-8 years, we find unidentified dead bodies throughout. We've been requesting the national UID to give us linkages with their database so that we can have at least, identify whatever the dead body we have found, so that it goes and meet to the real family members or whatever it is. But still till date, whatever answer we get is, it's pending with the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Who is going to decide, sir? Is there some trust deficit within the police force, or the system is not trusting their own law enforcement agencies, sir? Sir, there have been, when it comes to police and technology availability. For example, sir, still we run around pillar to post to get a CDR. I know my girl is being kidnapped. We have to chase the criminal. We keep on requesting. There is a time lag, sir. Still, we do not have real-time access. What is not possible in technological domain these days, sir? Still, we do not have a real-time access to mobile technology, which is one of the easiest and one of the most easily available technology that can be incorporated within our system, sir. So there have been, lots of things which we are not able to manage, and we must admit with the changing times, though we have an e-beat book system, sir, we have e-cop system, we have CCTNS, online FIR, but ultimately we must admit that whatever is to be provided to the citizens, we have lagged behind, sir, and we must all, being leaders, should come up with solutions wherein the trust deficit goes off, sir, wherein the apathy and the leadership is strong enough to, we are a manpower force, sir. 85% is by constabulary. Where are their standards to, imbibe and grow with the technology? I have to learn, sir. I have to make my boys grow, sir. This is it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Very well put, Mr. Chawla. In fact, you have opened 4 different areas of discussion in addition to what we already have on the table. And before I go on to invite Mr. Jain, let me put these 4 areas back to the senior leadership, which is part of the panel. One is the receptiveness of the forces you talked about. You said change management is an issue and lack of leadership on the part of the senior leadership, and there is a trust deficit. So, Mr. Pandey, would you like to respond to this before I ask Mr. Abula?
Gulshanji, it was a nice platform listening to Mohit. And Mohit is a young, dynamic, brilliant officer, and his concerns are genuine. And since he's working in a state which is not so crime infested like UP, Bihar, and elsewhere, where the people have devised technology for the help of the police and for the help of the other stakeholders, for the common man, or even for the southern states like Telangana or Kerala, where the people are so innovative, so demanding, that the system has improved itself to match the demand of the people. So in the coming days, Himachal Pradesh will see such changes going into Himachal Pradesh itself. One thing, as you were saying about the infrastructure, about the funds, and about the trust deficit, the lack of leadership. The lack of leadership, on that I will talk because that is the most important thing. The leadership is not lacking. The leadership is not lacking. The lack of leadership, it doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to me. It applies to anybody who is not me. Leadership, everybody is leader at every front. But the exposure to the technology and his belief in the efficacy of technology is very important. For example, in Uttar Pradesh, we have devised UP Cop, which was adjust the best mobile app of police mobile app of the country, where you can get 27 different services of a police station without going to a police station. It means we have reduced the footfall of people of around 5 to 10 lakh. 5 to 10 lakh people are not visiting the police station. And around 1 lakh people are getting EFIR registered without visiting the police station. And around 50 lakh people are downloading the FIR. So, and this thing, it was unimaginable for me, but I have got this inspiration from Telangana, where Sir Ravi Kumar was heading CCTNS and I was heading UP CCTNS. So we are good friends. He's senior to me, but he's a good friend of mine. And I have learned a lot of features from TSCOP. TSCOP is a unique app in Telangana. So Telangana devised itself just to match the aspirations of the people. So we can improve unless and until our, not clients, but the stakeholder, the common people start demanding. And we have to understand, we must have the exposure to the technology, what other states are doing. And for that, earlier our fund was, sir, Gulshanji, I will try to emphasize that the fund of CCTNS UP was earlier only 10 crores. In 10 crores, you can't do anything. For getting the photocopiers in each police station, we have around 1,600 police station, photocopier of 50,000 rupees per police station. So multiply 5,000, 50,000 into 1,600, and it must be around more than 20 crores. So what happened with us? How the shape of UP police change, UP CCTNS change from the budget of 10 crores is now the budget to 150 crores. From 10 crores to 150 crores, it just jumped because of the Honorable High Court intervention. And High Court, everywhere, wherever there is the intervention of the High Court, the system has improved a lot because it doesn't give the time to think. It rather gives a detailed judgment that these and these are the things, and on that, this should be implemented. So now, earlier we used to have corruption in getting the FIR registered. You buy one rim. We used the constable at the police station. You used to ask the common complainant that get one rim of paper. Then the FIR for the vehicle theft will be registered. And now with so much of fund, from 10 crore to 150 crores, every police station is getting 10 rim of FIR per month. Every police station is getting 2 toners, 5,000 rupees each, 2 toners per month. Earlier they were getting 2 toners per year. Now they are getting 2 toners per month just because of the intervention of the Honorable High Court. And secondly, the UP COP, UP was the first in digitizing the case diary on CCTNS. Earlier we were trying to implement it, but our sub-inspectors used to say that we are not expert in writing Hindi on computer. So it means that I have to retire. It will take another 20 years for the case diary to be digitized on CCTNS. So what we made, we got an order from the Honorable High Court, and we got the sub-inspectors or the constables who are under training in police training schools and colleges. Like for the IPS officer, motor driving is mandatory. You have to pass, but the marks are not added. So for the sub-inspectors and the constables also, the Hindi typewriting, whatever it could be, the different, your native language, the Tamil typewriting, in UP the Hindi typewriting has been made mandatory in police training schools and colleges. So with the advent of technology, with the requirement of technology, with the help of the Honorable High Court, we have made inroads and we are getting more funds. And now it has happened that the districts are being run just because they have the CCTNS fund. So the fund is very important, and for the fund, the leadership has to be very decent, very inclusive, and they should accept that technology demands money. Technology demands money, and the technology should be helpful for the common man. Like 5 different services we just provide the moment the FIR is written by default. First thing is that the FIR has been registered under this and this section. This message goes automatically to the complainant. The moment somebody is arrested and the arrest memo is filled in IF3, that information automatically goes. The moment some vehicle is recovered anywhere in India, suppose the vehicle in Lucknow is recovered in Hyderabad or in Himachal Pradesh, automatically the information goes into the complainant's mobile phone. The moment the charge sheet is filed or the final report is filed, automatically the message goes to the complainant. Now the Honorable High Court is saying that in POXO cases, the crime against women, the investigation should be finished within 2 months. After 50 days, automatically the SMS goes to the IOs and the senior officers. So the more we come for the services of the common man, and the political leadership and our senior officers, they understand that whatever we are providing, it is being appreciated and being of much use to the common man, then their vision will change. They will think that we are for their help, and they are also getting accolades. Like one simple example, my DGP was saying at that time that you just cannot make the general diary of police in UP online. You just can't do it. And he said it is impossible. Just show me how will you do it. And what I did, if you ask any police station just by a lottery, he won't do it. What I did, I chose one SP who was very tech savvy from IIT. Then I asked him, you select that station house officer who is tech savvy. And in that station, that police station, I posted some computer operator who is very expert. So we started building success stories and we started replicating it. So we have to design the things in which we can change the concept and the thinking of our leadership, and we can get the help of the high courts, and so we can change it. So we can, instead of lack of leadership, we can have plenty of leadership at all levels. Thank you.
Thank you. A quick reaction on the same thing from Mr. Abula before I go on to invite Mr. Jain. He has been waiting to speak.
Yeah, Dr. Danjal, regarding the four issues which Mr. Mohit has mentioned, that is regarding the receptivity, change management. Receptivity, yes, I mean, there's lot needs to be done, but still, things have improved fairly after the formation of Telangana state, as Ashutosh sir was mentioning. See, after 2014, technology has phenomenally changed the face of policing in Telangana. I'll tell you an example. See, we have about 10 lakh CC cameras in Hyderabad, in Telangana state. In Hyderabad city alone, we have about 6 lakh cameras, CCTV cameras. Now, hardly you have any grave case, hardly you find a grave case which is undetected. Almost every case gets detected, right? This was not the case previously. And technology has, facilitated all this. And even our mobile phone, I mean, now we take the CDRs and things like that. But, CCTVs is one thing which has really changed the face of policing. And apart from this, a lot of other technology like TSCOP or various other.
We understand the application of technology, but the point is that how much is the force receptive as much as you are able to manage change management, because
there is always a scope for improvement. Yeah, I don't say that, I mean, force is not receptive at present. They are receptive, but yes, there is a scope for improvement in every field, right? So policing is also one such, it's part of the society. So we need to look at in this perspective. There's a scope for improvement. And change management, yes, this technology and lot of other issues are part of the change management. So we need to accept that. So there is a conscious attempt at every stage, by every at every level, that we need to deliver the services. We need to deliver the service in a better way than what they were previously. And this is all part of the change management. And this is for the better, right? So, and we hope and trust that this will definitely, will live up to the expectations of the public in the days to come.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We don't need to be so pessimistic, or, I don't say that, I mean, we are not changing, or we are, and the leadership is just not positional. There are many top leaders, many top officers and senior level officers who have the natural talent of leadership, and also the, by virtue of that position also able to do very good things in policy.
All right, so let me move on to invite Mr. Siddharth Jain, who is sub-divisional police officer from Dadra, Nagar Haveli and Daman Diu.
Just if you pardon me, just one reaction, sir. Mohit
All right.
Right.
I would have come to you in any case, but
just a quick reaction to this, sir.
Let's wait and allow.
Roger, sir. Right.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Jain.
Good evening, Dr. Dhana sir, and the respected panelist member attendees. It was a very good discussion, and me being a very junior officer in the panel, it's quite a learning experience for me. And regarding the topic that we are discussing about CCTNS project and other technological innovation, and despite those happening, we are still facing challenges. I have some pointers to give, because our police is quite small police force in the country. It's only 3 districts in entire UT, Union Territory. And I have the opportunity to see the CCTNS in very minute detail. So I have classified the challenges into 3 categories and how we are approaching them. The first challenge is infrastructure challenge. That is the availability of computers and internet. So what we have observed is that in some remote areas, even internet facility is not there. So despite daily diary is being online, there is a possibility that it is being delayed because internet connection is not there. So what we have done is that we have requested NCRB, and then they have provided the cloud. So we have shifted the database to cloud so that from any network provider, earlier we are dependent on BSNL, but from now with any network provider we could access the internet through VPN facility. Second, we have observed that computers are not available with the investigating officers. Though it is available in police stations and outposts, but not with investigating officers. So we are in the process for purchasing laptops from sub-inspectors and ASI so that they can fill those details online with all the IF1 form to IF5 form. The next thing that we have observed in our police force is that despite the coming of computer, there is lack of computer literacy. Many people come and say that they don't want to work in CCTV's desk because it's quite heavy desk. They want to do other general duty or law and order duty, but not CCTV's duty. So we have started a kind of program by the name Topper, technology orientation program for police personnel. And I think we are first force in the country that we could say with guarantee that all our 300 police personnel are trained in computing. And the first phase of training is complete. Now we are in the process of giving certificate to them so that in future they cannot take this excuse that we are not computer literate. The third thing that we are observing is behavioral change that is not happening yet, and it is very slow. Because suppose if a person goes for registration of FIR, there is generally not a very well approach for registration of FIR. So we are focusing that process will be easy. So like online FIR has already been discussed. So we are in the process of implementing it online FIR process here also. Apart from that, in staff also there is kind of what I say is that they don't want to register FIR in other language apart from their local language. Here, mostly the language uses Gujarati and Marathi. So if we ask them to write in English or Hindi, they feel it is not their task, and that's very difficult for them. So we've introduced called voice to text software for them, so that they can easily type the FIRs, DD entries, or other investigation details in those performers. And now I will go specifically to CCTNS module, that what we are facing challenges and how we are improving. Regarding FIR, I've already told that the issues of language. So we have introduced the voice to text software, and we are introducing CCTNS module also with the help of system integrator. Regarding arrest form, what we have seen is that the arrest form is very important form, and it is not filled very properly. Accused details are not completely filled. So we have make it necessary that you have to fill the Aadhaar number of the accused, so that in future he cannot deceive us. Sometimes Mr. Ramesh becomes Mr. Kamlesh, other time he becomes Mr. Avdesh. So in order to avoid the duplicacy of data, we are focusing on putting specific Aadhaar details so that he cannot repeat, he cannot misguide us. Regarding property search and seizure, because there is a module that all the case property that are in CCTNS that has to be registered in that module. We have introduced e-Malkhana here. The first phase is complete. With e-Malkhana, we are digitizing all the case properties. In the first phase, we are just collecting those Malkhana in systematizing them. In the next phase, we will introduce barcode, and by scanning the barcode, you can just link the specific case property to the specific case. Regarding final form, it is charge sheet. The problem we face in filing charge sheet with CCTN is that there is a space constraint. I think many of the member may not know that if the file is more than 200 MB or 250 MB, the system gets slow and it will affect overall process. So we are requesting NCRB to just improve the CAS software, CAS software, so that we can easily upload big charge sheet in the CCTNS without any hamper or any delay. Now the next difficulty that we are facing is that the code is not accepting CCTNS the way it has been conceptualized. The problem is that some codes, especially the codes are here, they are still working in the traditional way. They have not even designated key code that is necessary for taking online FIR or disposal online FIR. Apart from that, they are not accepting codes charge sheet in digital format. They are still accepting charge sheet in the old traditional printout format. So now we are requesting the Bombay High Court so that they can introduce those CCTNS module in their court only, so that we can proceed with this complete project in seamless manner. Apart from that, even ICJS module that is based on 3 pillars. The one pillar is working, the forensic pillar and the court pillar, that is still not started here. And from the forensic part also, there is a lot of delay in providing SL report. So we are also requesting them, and we are also coordinating with them to make this process easier so that we can get report quickly. And apart from that, there are other modules also like preventive action modules in CCTNS. So we are working on that. And in that category only, we have introduced one app called DEED app, DNH Police Election Enforcement Data app. This app we made last year in the month of October 2021 during a parliamentary by-election. This app systematically categorizes all the election enforcement data that we are undertaking, like alcohol seizure, cash seizure, preventive arm license deposition, and other related offences. And with this app, what we have tried to achieve is that administration like returning officer, police officers, observers, and other media and other stakeholders, we are on the same level. As soon as the seizure happens, everyone get to know by this application. It is a quite live-based feature app. And what we have seen that from the past, we have improved a lot. We could easily identify the area from where the cash seizure is happening, from where the liquor seizure is happening. And this helped us in conducting election very peaceful and orderly manner. Apart from that, what other problem that we are facing and we are trying to improve upon it is verification of tenant and servant. That module is available in CCTNS. And the biggest problem with that is the verification of tenant servant is possible at the police station level. That is possible because we have the record whether the person is criminal or not. But suppose a person from Bihar is residing in Dadra Nagar Haveli, and we want to verify whether that person has a criminal record or not, then we have to send that application to the Bihar police. But we are not getting any reply from other state police force. So the CCTNS concept is has to be taken to above high level so that all states can cooperate. Any person, whether is committing crime in Bihar, MP, UP, Maharashtra, or DNH, he should be booked and his record should be properly maintained. So that when we give that verification certificate, yes, your tenant is right, your servant is right. So we have all the data, not the data of one district or one state. So I think on that aspect we have to work. And the next important thing that we are focusing is the conversion of complaint to FIR. What we have observed is that we have various large complaints pending with police stations. We have various PCR calls that are pending. So we are trying to convert those complaints into proper FIR. We have changed our metrics. We don't look in registration of FIR. We only look whether we have reduced the complaint pendency or not. So even in cyber cases, suppose there is one very beautiful portal designed by MHA, National Cyber Complaint Reporting Portal. It has two benefits. First, you can register online complaint. And second, they already provide various modules to solve cyber cases. They could automatically freeze the account. They could give the nodal account number also. So what we are doing is that we are just converting that complaint into FIR if the complaint is ready. We are not linking it into amount. If the amount even is of 1,000 rupees, we are registering FIR. So our purpose, the whole purpose of our police force is to make that policing easier for the people. If they approach to us through CCTNS, through physical manner, through NCRP portal, we will just give them FIR. And what we do is that we'll try to just solve the case with whatever resource we have. Either we take the help of other state police forces also or the national agencies also. But our main motto is to give them the best service we could. And 2-3 things I would also like to add.
I'll come back to you. I have only about 10 minutes left. And
just two points I have to make. Just 2 points. Last, in there is one portal called Investigating Tracking System for Sexual Offences. It's a portal. We have number one. We are number one in whole country in that portal. And secondly, our police station has been judged as under top 10 2 years back. The Khanal police station in the MHA ranking. So this shows that we are putting a lot of effort and they're even excelling at national level also. Thank you.
excellent. I mean, this is the other side of the coin. So let me go back to the reflection that Mr. Chawla had on the submissions made by two of his seniors. Over to you, Mohiji.
Yes, sir. Sir, I never wanted to be specific Himachal Pradesh because it was just a general topic on Indian police as such. But coming to the point, sir, Himachal Pradesh police is very technologically advanced. We are first in the country in CCTNS. We are doing passport verification just in 24 hours. It's itself a record, sir, which was appreciated by Honorable Home Minister of the country. My district this February got National E-Governance Award. So rest apart, sir, what I meant here is, my narrative is, what we are doing today has already happened, yesterday. So it should be what we think today, people should, do tomorrow. I still remember, sir, 17 years back from now, I first made my internet banking transaction. It was a wow feeling, sir. 17 years back, you are getting access of your account in the national servers of a bank, and you're doing your own transaction sitting at home. 17 years back, sir. What is police doing today, sir? Minor it. So I am a very hardcore positive person, but we must admit that we are lagging. We have to take all the stakeholders, our units, our leaders together, so that we are way ahead. What we think and do today, people should emulate tomorrow, sir. This is what I was stressing upon, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So just as we leave, let's have a minute to be spent by each of the panelists on what should be done. What should be done to speed up the police reforms? So your individual opinion on that. So I'll start with Mr. Pandey. Quick 2 minutes reaction.
Yes, sir. Police reforms is a wide thing. And to start with that, we must have the police regulations. Every state has its own, like UP has UP police regulation, which is around 100 years old. While the other states, they have revised it, like Telangana, they have revised it. Other states have also, Maharashtra, they have revised it. We have also revised it and we have sent to the government. So the need to reform a police regulation through which you perform your daily routine activities, through which you get the power, otherwise you start misusing the power. So revising and remodeling the police regulation so that whatever there is the demand of the common man, whatever you have the human rights associations, you have so many, the mobile phones, you see so many stories going viral. So with the technology coming in, and our police force is not conversant with that type of technology, that whatever you are doing, will be captured in the mobile phone and it will be viral. So it doesn't tarnish only the image of the particular constable, but it tarnishes the image of the whole police community. And also by tarnishing the police community, it is tarnishing the criminal justice system and leading to the erosion of trust in the whole system. So we must have the police reforms, and the police reform means whatever we are doing, there should be predictability. The predictability comes with the technology. Predictability, one simple example, and I will finish, that if my vehicle is stolen and I will go to the police station, my FIR will be registered. This is predictability, and that builds the trust. And if it doesn't happen, that it erodes the trust. And for that comes in technology, through which we don't have to go to the police station, and even the whole investigation, not the registration of the FIR, even the whole investigation and the charge sheet or the final report goes straight to the courts, like in Telangana, like in Delhi, it is going straight to the court. So we are using the technology, and whosoever is reforming the police, he also must be conversant with the technology and the different reforms, artificial intelligence, like in newspapers you are saying that the war with the India and China, that will be based on artificial intelligence. So the new vistas technology is opening, like artificial intelligence, like robots, like different types of analysis.
That, there has to be the correct use of technology and proper application and a rollout within the reasonable time frame so that the benefits are derived as desired. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Tomar, your reaction.
Dr. Gusharan, my response to this question is going to be slightly different. What Mohit is pointing out, we have to encourage him. In fact, the young officer, they should be open to criticism. Like Jain was speaking from Dadranagar Haveli and Mohit is talking. We have to listen to them very carefully because they are in districts now and they are directly in touch with the people. Number one, image of police. Number two, have we really been able to win the trust of the people? These are the two critical questions. Number one, image. Physics says image will be the same as is the object. Our image cannot be different from what we are. Despite all window dressing, we have to behave nicely, decently, and we have to deliver in order to improve our image. And same is true about trust. A visitor to a police station, when he goes to a police station and he says he wants to meet the investigating officer, in most cases, he is unable to meet him because he is either doing a VIP duty or he has gone to the court, he has gone to some crime conference. We have made a simple, humble effort by having a Sahayata Kendra in each police station where a senior, experienced cop is sitting of the rank of head constable or ASI who listens to them and gets in touch with the IO wherever he is, so that his grievance is at least heard and whatever is deliverable can be delivered to him. This is one thing. Secondly, even the senior officers, when a person is not able to get the succor required at the police station, he goes to meet the senior officers. Again, the story remains the same. The deputy SP, the SP, most of the time they are not available. Unfortunately, in many states, they are almost inapproachable. This inapproachability is the biggest hurdle we are facing in improving our image. In fact, charity begins at home. Senior officers will take a cue from this and they to devise ways or means of listening to those people who were unable to get help and justice or the service at lower levels. Senior officers should find more time to meet the visitors. And in case they are finding more people coming from a particular police station or a subdivision or a district, they should really hold those officers accountable. Why people from your area are coming to a state? So these are simple ways and means. Then disposal of applications. We are talking only in terms of FIRs. A lot of grievances of the public, they come to us in the form of applications, ASEAN. We are trying to dispose of each and every application within 15 days. So 15 days sounds very long, but looking to our historical performance in this aspect, I believe if we are able to dispose of every application latest in 15 days, that will go a long way in improving our, and technology comes into play in doing all these things. Because sitting in my chamber, when I know who all are waiting on a CCTV and how their body language is, lets me know how serious they are. So when they come, either I go and meet them or they come to my chamber and meet me, I have some idea about the kind of desperation, about the kind of problem they are facing. Then making police and public come closer, we have tried a new way of doing it. Instead of all policemen from throughout the city, Surat is a city of about 8 million people. Everybody coming to the police headquarters grounds for morning parade, it consumes minimum 2 to 3 hours of their morning time. And then they go back tired. Then half of the day is gone. So we hold our parades at the parade ground, yes, but in each police station, the police inspector, assistant commissioner of police, and the policemen, they go to the popular parks and gardens, they do their morning walk and jogging and yoga and PT along with the people, they get in touch with the citizens. एक लोक संवाद तो वहीं हो जाता है लोगों के साथ. And when you get to meet people closely, you tend to become friendly in true sense of the word. And when you have become friendly with people, you really cannot do wrong things to them. You understand them, the kind of empathy which is badly lacking, it will come into play. So these are some of the things, and then we should also use the force multipliers.
Yeah,
The city has lakhs of security people who have nothing to do with police. We have been able to involve them in our safety and security endeavors and efforts. And using cycles instead of foot patrol, using flickering motorcycles with flickering lights to show a lot of police is moving around in the city. Police presence has to be felt. I'm sorry if I've taken a longer time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been great listening to each and every participant there. Although we have overshot now by 7 minutes. If I may ask Mr. Avula quickly to take no more than 1 minute, we would like to listen to you.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what we need to do is, as supervisory officers, I mean, see, many of the panelists are senior officers, including Mohit, who is at the helm of affairs of the district. See, senior officers have a very important role. Any complaint coming from the field level, that generally what is being done is, I mean, that is referred to another officer for an inquiry. So instead, I mean, as a check, if a senior officer can himself, get it checked by listening to both the parties. Once the field level officers, if they know that the supervisor, that district level officer or a sub-division officer is getting into the facts of the case and listening to both the sides and trying to understand the case in total, then definitely that would have a very, very salutary effect on the field level situation. That is, you have to get into the facts, just not read the paper and, form an opinion about the issues. Supervisory officers have to take the responsibility. That is another thing, just not exercising authority. They have to take the responsibility. And most of the times, in case any pressures are there at the field level, that has to be taken from the senior level. Senior level, in case, I mean, he is willing to take the responsibility, he is willing to take the pressures, then I'm sure the junior level, at the police station level, things will improve fairly. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I wish, we had more time for further interaction, but unfortunately, we have run out of time. We'll have to wind up the discussion. In fact, before we leave and close the panel discussion, in fact, a couple of pointers I would like to leave to the thoughts and the consideration of the senior officers. In fact, we haven't had a chance to discuss about the women police force. There is, increasing discontentment amongst the police, the women constables and women police force. They are looking for alternate jobs because, for obvious the stress and the salary and perks almost remain the same. So there is amount of increasing amount of dissatisfaction with their profession. Of course, it is true that greater investments are required to be made on district intelligence units, if I understand the submissions correctly. Also, probably there is a need. We have this Agnipath, wishes to the recruitment into defense services. There is an alternate thought that the replication of this pattern for induction of police is a cost-effective method for making up for the manpower shortages. And of course, something like Mission Karma Yogi, which is there for the capacity building of the Indian administrative survey officers. Do we need something similar for the police service? So these are some of the thoughts. Probably, in a next round of discussion, we will have more time to discuss all of this, but we'll have to close the discussion at this moment. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us for this discussion. And I thank you from the core of my heart for being expressive and presenting a roadmap as well as a scenario for the future to come. Thank you.